Hey everyone, welcome to Play USA. My name's Nicole, here to answer all of your online gambling questions. In today's Tuesday Q&A, we are going to be answering, how do I bet on the NFL draft? But before we dive into today's topic, make sure to hit that subscribe button down below, give us a thumbs up, and ring the bell so you know every time we post a new video. Football season has been over for quite a few months, but that doesn't mean that the betting options have to stop there. The NFL draft is taking place starting April 29th, and many fans are eager to see who their team is picking up. If you live in a state with legal online sports betting, then you're in luck. Most of these jurisdictions allow NFL draft betting. However, if you live in Iowa or Pennsylvania, I'm sorry to tell you, you're out of luck. These states do not allow betting on this event. But for the rest of us, let's go ahead and take a deep dive into how to bet on the NFL draft. First things first, you can bet on which player is going to go in which pick. Now, most sports books are in a consensus here when it comes to the first overall pick and see Trevor Lawrence as the heavy favorite to go first to the Jacksonville Jaguars. That's really the same case with that second overall pick. Most sportsbooks see Zach Wilson heading to the New York Jets. But when it comes to that third overall selection, that's where things get a little bit more murky. Now, heading into the draft, Mac Jones was the heavy betting favorite for that third overall selection. But after an unimpressive pro day, Justin Fields has been creeping up those odds boards, and it's really a toss-up between those two. Now, if that market isn't really something that you want to wager on, then you can take a look at draft position bets. For example, you can take a look at a group of wide receivers or running backs and bet on which one will go first. Now, it doesn't really matter which pick they're selected in, just that they're the first to go in that group. Or if you feel that this year's pool has a lot of super talented wide receivers, you can bet on the over-under of how many wide receivers are going to be drafted in the first round. If you'd rather focus on your team and are really excited to see who they're going to pick up, you can bet on whether or not the first selection of your team will be an offensive or defensive player. So for example, if you really feel like the Pittsburgh Steelers need some help on offense, then you can bet that their first pick will be an offensive player. And if that still doesn't suit your fancy, there are prop bets, and so many of them, that you can bet on for the NFL draft. And for the most part, DraftKings has the widest selection when it comes to NFL draft props. For example, one of the markets is how many Alabama players are going to go in the first round. Or you can wager on who Mr. Irrelevant will be. Mr. Irrelevant is the last player to be selected in the NFL draft, and you can wager on whether or not you feel he will be an offensive or defensive player. Or last but not least, you could take a gander and bet on when you think the first special teams player will be drafted. Really, I'm here to say there is something for everyone when it comes to NFL draft betting. That about wraps it up for today's video. If you have any questions you would like me to answer in the future, make sure to leave them in the comments section down below. Mark your calendars for April 29th, and I will see you next week.